What is poppin', my peoples? My name is Darian. This is the Creation Station at Look North Recordings. And what I'm going to show y'all today is a trick that I use to make single vocal tracks a little bit more wide, add a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more flaves. This is a trick that I use that I don't actually see anyone really doing, like in this specific kind of way. But what it's going to do is it's going to make stuff sound a little bit more intimate, a little bit more just huge sounding, like when you don't have much resources to work with. So I'm excited to show y'all how I do this. So, as far as what we got for the actual main vocal that we're working with, let me show you what's popping in here.
Yeah, I know you've been busy. You've been putting in that overtime. I try to give you your space just like you say you give me mine. But this distance ain't working. I need you around, boy, I'm hurting. To try to get your love, to try to not give up. It just feels like something is missing.
All right, so that is the main vocal that we're working with here. The first step is I sent it to a bus. So first thing I did was make a send, and it's just a stereo send, and I threw on the vocal doubler. The vocal doubler by Isotope. This is really cool, actually. It's probably one of the most like transparent and like real sounding doublers that I've ever used. So how I have the settings going on here is I have it so that it's got 80% separation, 79% of variation. And that's making it so that it's really like making it sound like there are two vocals on the left and right. So I'm really liking how it is on that extreme setting just to blend into the main signal here. Let me let you listen to how that sounds.
Yeah, I know you've been busy. You've been putting in that overtime. I try to give you your space just like you say you give me mine. But this distance ain't working. I need you around, boy, I'm hurting. To try to get your love, to try to not give up. It just feels like something is missing.
So that's what that sounds like, and I'm liking that a lot because it actually does sound like there's a vocal on the left and the vocal on the right. It's extremely wide sounding. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of rein that in a little bit, make it a little bit more controlled, and then I'm just going to layer that slowly into the main vocal to give it that extra little bigness. What I do after that is I toss a mid-side compressor on there, and I'm sure you can do this with the stock compressor. I just like this one. It sounds a little bit cooler. I mean, like saturation wise or whatever, but you really can use anything with this. It's not really meant to be super fancy or anything. But for this compressor, I basically set it up so that it is on the mid-side setting instead of the stereo setting. I turned down the actual volume of the mid channel, and then I turned up the gain or volume of the sides. And the reason for that is because I want the sides to come out, and I don't really want the wide mid that this compressor is going to give me unless I turn it down. So I'm just turning up the sides, turning down the center, and I'm going to compress these sides a little bit, just kind of rein in on some of those like out there dynamic little type of stuff on the left and right so that it's kind of more controlled. And I'm going to go over here and do like a little bit of a faster attack and a little bit of a faster release. Not messing with the high pass filter or anything, but yeah, so let's hear what that sounds like.
Yeah, I know you've been busy. You've been putting in that overtime. I try to give you your space just like you say you give me mine. But this distance ain't working. I need you around, boy, I'm hurting. To try to get your love, to try to not give up. It just feels like something is missing.
So I'm liking how that's sounding actually right now. It's kind of, bringing in all the dynamics of the side vocals just so that we can kind of usher it in there a little bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you what it sounds like in the context of the mix. I'm gonna do one version where it's just the center vocal, just the main center vocal, and then I'm gonna do one version where the parallel width vocal is mixed in there.
Yeah, I know you've been busy. You've been putting in that overtime. I try to give you your space just like you say you give me mine. But this distance ain't working. I need you around, boy, I'm hurting. To try to get your love, to try to not give up. It just feels like something is missing. Baby, am I tripping? The way you've been acting's different. Are you even really about this? Cause you got me starting to doubt it. Tell me where your mind at now. Do you even want me around? All of this silence is killing me, but I thought you were really feeling me.
But yeah, that's just a little sauce packet that you can crack open and sprinkle on your mixes a little bit. Leave a comment if this actually helped you out. Leave a like if this helped you out. I would love to start a conversation about different things you can sprinkle in there to make your mixes pop a little bit more. Happy music making, my friends.
LNR on the mix.